So massive thank you to everyone who spoke before. You guys were amazing. Ralph's father made me cry. That was incredible. So, who put me after the actor, by the way? That's not you. They say public speaking is difficult for ordinary people. I think that's why Ralph and Emily want to be the last, because I'm not ordinary, I'm extraordinary. Hi, Paul. I know Ralph probably the longest anyone here, besides his family, of course, which is pretty much my family too. We have Gloria and Ralph, his parents, and we have Gloria and Paul, my parents. And they had Michelle and Jennifer. My parents had my sisters. And then 13 years later, my dad, I'm sure, was like, I think I want to have a son, and I'm gonna name him Paul. And then you can only imagine that Mr. Giver said, oh, I'm gonna have a son too, and I'm gonna name him Ralph. So here we are. We're building a family. We have an extended family, built-in babysitters. Jen will talk about that. And all the stories that didn't make the cut, ask me later. The Glorias were also very close friends. They would go shopping together all the time for themselves, sometimes for us, which was cute when we were toddlers, but I remember one time, there was a moment my mother brought home a swimsuit for me and I wore it to swim practice the next day, and naturally, Ralph was wearing the same one. We were 14. Literally, there were girls coming up to us on the playground that day saying, are you guys brothers? We're like, no, not no, kind of. They're like, you're weird. That's weird. We're like, yeah, you're right. But it didn't matter. It didn't matter if they made fun of us because Ralph and I had each other growing up, you know? We just always had each other's backs, and growing up, we all realized, and I realized, that Ralph had an aptitude for music that was beyond anyone here, besides some guy Kirshanoff probably, you can imagine. Guy, thank you. You can now listen to his crescendos and his time signatures and all of that. Thank you for taking on the burden. I mean, gift. So, yeah. I remember when Ralph had his first drum pad, he would play it everywhere. Literally everywhere. We'd be eating grilled cheese and he'd go. We'd be on the sailboat at Candlewood Lake, and for some reason, The Morning Has Broken would always be on, like Cat Stevens. I think the Givers had one cassette, and they would just be playing all the time. And Ralph would just be drumming on his drum pad the whole time. And his father was like humming about, and we'd just go around the lake, and Ralph was just. I'm really glad he made it past his Cat Stevens phase, and then he moved to other types of music. The drum pad evolved into a drum set, just jazz, punk, metal, punk hardcore, death metal, doom metal, gloom metal, thrashcore. He was just making them up after a while, I swear. But he was committed to learning about music, and he did that. We're all very proud, I'm sure, that Ralph has applied that focus towards his career. He's got a great job now, doing. What do you? Can you tell me what Ralph actually does? No, right? Like, it's how 2023, right? Like, that's the problem. All you old school guys, you're like, hey, don't worry about what Ralphie does for a living. He makes an honest living. You know, forget about it. He's going to support his wife. Now, it's 2023. You literally don't know what he does. Digital ad operations, B2B campaign manager at Wall Street Journal, and I cited your LinkedIn for that. I could never imagine saying that when I was younger. We were riding our bikes around town.
In your bathing suit.
In my bathing suit, yeah. You know, and one day he discovered something. It was a coffee shop in Oradell. Pullman's International Coffees and Teas. Wow, I messed that up. We'll get there. Okay. I mean, Chris had that business model figured out. You get kids addicted to sugar and coffee, and then they'll work for you just to get their fix. There's 2 tables of kids that were addicted to sugar and coffee. And now we're here. Still friends. We've been to each weddings, there's some children involved, and it's like, we're still oldies. It's nuts. So Ralph and I worked there for quite some time. I started working there, and then I met someone else that worked there. Her name's Emily Kirshanoff. And she was fun to work with. We became really good friends. I taught Emily snowboard tricks. She taught me ballet. We made sandwiches for our favorite jogger mom, the mean Maddie, and our not so favorite customers. Two scoops of ice, 3 heaping spoonfuls of vanilla chai. Laura, I'm really shocked, actually, I'm really shocked that Laura's signature drink isn't your signature drink of night tonight. Actually, it is. Dave, I'd like to present you with a Laura chai. And a big trade for the house. It's actually, no, it's not made like Laura's chai. It's just a nice blend of chai. There's no half and half in it. That lady's nuts. So yes, Ralph and Emily were hanging at movies. They knew each other for quite some time, maybe like a decade, before they figured it out. I'd always ask Emily, like, well, what about Ralph? And she'd do that thing with her face, yeah, he's cute, you know, I don't know, wouldn't it be weird? And I'd ask Ralph, and he'd be like, yeah, Kirsch, yeah, she's cool. But would it be weird? Yes, that's the point. Literally the point. I just remember Emily with like her severe bang and some asymmetrical haircuts, talking about like some wearable technology and some dance trend called Ballet Funk from Sao Paulo. Who knows that? Weird. And Ralph, I mean, he went through his goth and his skater and his punk phase, but no matter what, he committed to it. If he went punk, he cut holes in his jeans. Like within a week, all his clothes were punctured. Then he became a Philadelphia sports fan. And then, like poof, his room was orange and black. And although I'll never really understand his lifestyle choice as a Philadelphia sports fan, I've chosen to wear Flyers colors as a sign of solidarity. As he's always done for me, as my friend, my ally, and my brother. And I'm proudly bearing witness to his greatest commitment yet. After knowing him 36 years and knowing Emily for 14, you both make each other better, and it's abundantly clear to everyone. So if everyone can raise their glass to Ralph and Emily, please continue to be focused on one another, committed to each other in a weird